the footage of P. Diddy and Justin Bieber?
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose.
I believe that hardly anybody is talking about this video. And this might be some of the most insane footage of a UFO that the public has ever seen.
My dollar up and see for myself. I see this face that he was talking about.
What I'm about to show you is the most shocking discovery I've made in my truth journey.
Yo, man, what's going on, everybody, man? Y'all already know what to expect. I don't gotta do too much talking. Now, all jokes aside, man, I do hope that you all are able to enjoy today's video. We are learning at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is just something new to us to learn. So if you all have an open mind to today's episode, y'all do me a huge favor and go crazy on that like button, man. Remember, the more likes that this video get, the higher that it will rank. So I'm gonna need you all to do me a huge favor right now and go crazy, crazy, crazy on that like button, man. The more likes that this video get, the higher for a fact that it will rank. And let's go in and get into today's episode and see what it is about.
Experiment where they have one gentleman in a room with a blindfold on and his hand on a remote control video game in front of him, but he can't see the video game. They have another gentleman in another room who's looking at the video game with no remote control. They create a mind link between the two and transfer this guy's mind into the other guy. He's now controlling the other guy's hands to play the video game.
No way.
Yes.
This is documented.
Documented. In Russia, the 2045 project, they've already took a monkey and transferred its consciousness into a computer. That was done in 2010. They have the Avatar project where they transfer a soldier's consciousness into a field robot, and then the only thing that gets damaged if the robot blows up, the symbiotic link is disconnected through consciousness, but the soldier's obviously not gonna die. They can take a skin cell from you, they can put it in a petri dish, they can get it under the right conditions, turn that skin cell into a stem cell, culture that, turn that into a group of stem cells, and then grow that into a full clone of yourself using your own stem cells, and then transfer your mind into your new body.
That is crazy. And now it makes sense on why the movie The Avatar is even out in the first place. You know how I tell you all, they always put little hints of reality in these movies just to somewhat kind of play in our face.
Did you see the footage of P. Diddy and Justin Bieber?
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
I believe that hardly anybody is talking about this video.
This is the video called a Comburgus video, which is a close-up of a craft, so close that you can see the occupants. It is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
The whole footage has been analyzed for a more scientific mode for 2.5 weeks, frame by frame, pixel by pixel, and this is 100% genuine footage.
This was filmed in Istanbul, and this might be some of the most insane footage of a UFO that the public has ever seen. And there were actually several recordings of this object or similar objects from 2007 to 2009. So I took a screenshot of this part of the video, and you can see two figures inside this object, and to me, it looks like two heads with two sets of eyes. Now, what makes this even more fascinating is that this footage was analyzed by Turkey's top governmental scientific institution, and this is what they claimed. The footage images of the object, which visibly have a certain configuration, are not computer animations, special video effects, or studio recreated images or models. The footage is genuine. And there are other results on here from that analysis, but the original document that had the results are of course in Turkish. And here's one of those original documents in Turkish. Oh, and also this was discussed on Turkish news before and after the analysis.
Wow. Why are they trying to keep this information from us? Why did they try to suppress this information from another country? I'm telling you all, the media is going to expose a lot on what's going on in today's society. That's why they want these things shut down. Look what's going on with TikTok.
I was sleeping on the couch where I would usually sleep, and I woke up to him. I just opened my eyes. I woke up, and he was sexually assaulting me, and I froze and was in complete shock and had no idea what to do or how to react. And I have no idea how to get out of the situation. I couldn't run outside. I have my I mean, I just, you know, what am I gonna call my mom and be like, hey, this just happened. Can you come pick me up? I'll just sit here and wait. I had no car. I didn't drive. I was 15 at this time. I was sleeping on the couch where I would usually sleep. I don't know. I really don't know how to elaborate on that on camera, really.
Whatever you feel comfortable or you think will help.
Why don't you do this?
Yeah.
Why don't you think of the worst stuff that someone can do to somebody as a sexual assault, and that'll answer your question. It was a different time, so I think it was a little easier to go to and from a courthouse and not worry about Twitter that night or TMZ paparazzis being there. On the day of sentencing for Brian, I get to the courthouse. It was the most unbelievable thing I'd ever seen. His entire side of the courtroom was full. Full. There were definitely some recognizable faces on that side of the room. And my side was me, my mom, and my brother. Brian had been convicted, but getting all of this support from a lot of people in the industry, and yeah, I was pretty shocked. My mom got up, she had a statement. I wasn't going to address Brian. There was no reason to. I addressed my statement to everyone in the room. I looked at all of them, and I just said, "How dare you?" And I said, "You will forever have the memory of sitting in this courtroom and defending this person. And I will forever have the memory of the person you're defending violating me."
Man, it's crazy.
And doing unspeakable acts and crimes. And that's what I'll remember.
That is crazy, man. Hollywood. That's so sad, man. To think this entire time Hollywood, like when we were younger, this entire time we watched them just enjoying the show, knowing that they're not going through anything because they're over here being an entertainer to millions of children around the world. But the entire time, majority of these kids were in a vulnerable, unfortunate situation like Drake Bell just spoke of. And I genuinely pray that things like this is not going on in Hollywood anymore. But it's just sad to know that an idol, especially somebody who I consider at least an idol when I was younger, had to go through something like this behind closed doors while I got to laugh. And I hope justice was served, man. This is just not a coincidence at all. Like, all of these people are exposing Hollywood for a reason. This stuff is real, y'all.
Y'all see this, bro? Hold on. Bro, look what the dollar bill look like, bro. What do y'all see? Do y'all see that?
Oh, that's crazy.
Bro, this is crazy.
So, you know, I had to fold my dollar up and see for myself. Oh. I see this face that he was talking about, but there was something else that I seen right there under the face. Right there. What the is that? Cause I'm not getting that. It do look like a little monster head down there. Like the Nemesis. Now it look like a skinny old alien, man.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do it, but I seen a couple people in the comments once before told me that they've done this and it actually worked out for them.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And you say. And you say.
Now, yes, we can.
And you say. And you say.
With the freedom.
And you say. And you say. And you say.
Yes, we can.
And you'll see.
Wow.
And you'll see.
Wow, chat.
Yes, we can.
And you'll see.
See? He's doing it.
The founding documents that declare the destiny of a nation.
Yes, we can.
It was whispered by slaves and abolitionists as they blazed the trail toward freedom.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Did Jesus really reveal the name of the Antichrist? I will report the facts. You can decide. In Luke chapter 10, verse 18, Jesus said these words, "And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from the heavens." These words are written in Greek and translated to English. However, Jesus spoke these words originally in Aramaic, which is the most ancient form of Hebrew. As you know, the Old Testament was written in Hebrew. If a modern Jewish rabbi were to speak these words of Jesus today, he would speak them in Hebrew, much the same way that Jesus would have spoken. So in Hebrew, Jesus said that he saw Satan falling as lightning from the heights or from the heavens. So what are the words for lightning and heights or heavens in Hebrew? From the Strong's Hebrew Dictionary, word number 1299, a primitive root word meaning to lighten or lightning or to cast forth, the word is barak. In the Strong's Hebrew Dictionary, word number 1300, lightning, or by analogy a gleam, a flashing sword, or a brightness or a glittering, the Hebrew word is barak. So lightning, or a flash of light, in Hebrew is pronounced barak or barak. Now consider this amazing fact. The book of Isaiah is the source of origin for the Christian concept and understanding of Satan, or Lucifer, as Isaiah calls him, in chapter 14, especially in verses 12 through 19. In Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14, Lucifer, or Satan, is credited with these words, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." In the verses of Isaiah that refer directly to Lucifer, several times it is mentioned that Satan has fallen from the heights, or from the heavens. The Hebrew word used in this text for the heights from which Satan fell is Strong's Hebrew word 1116, pronounced Bama. Bama is most commonly used to refer to a high sacred place, as well as to the heights of the heavens or the clouds.
Guaranteed. I'll be back. The next time I'm back, I may not be wearing a suit. Yes, we can. And give sake. And give sake. That I would bring about the biblical end of days.
Wow.
Now that's a legacy. That's big. The end of the Republic has never looked better.
If you are the Son of God, command that this stone becomes bread. Man shall not live by bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God.
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Be still and know that I am God, that I am God, that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations, I will be exalted in the earth.
And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
Tonight, for the first time, I am releasing my official birth video. Let's say the word.
We cannot sit back and wait for a savior. We don't need a Messiah.
Wow.
First of all, giving honor to God and our Lord and Savior, Barack Obama.
But instead, he wrote this. We remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger. Wow. Vav, vav, vav. WWW. 666. And notice how he made it so that we see the we's seem to be further apart from the rest of the message so that, you know, the W's can stand out.
Wow. This is a lot of information to unfold here.
So all of the thousands of astronauts for 60 years are lying. Well, according to astronomy.com, only 667 people have journeyed to an altitude of 50 miles, which is nothing. That's not space. 24 have been to the moon and 12 has actually walked on it. Here's something I want you just to think about, okay? Without judgment, just think about this. The moon is 238,000 miles away, right? Have you heard of something called the Van Allen belt? It's a zone of energetic charged particles, most of which originate from the solar wind, okay? This is a belt that is around. This is in between us and the moon. So it goes us, the Van Allen belt, and the moon. The Van Allen belt starts at about 400 miles and goes to 36,000 miles. This is pretty close, way more close compared to the moon. Do you know how hot it gets at this level? Okay, the regions in the Van Allen belt go from 2,000 to 20,000 Kelvin. Well, what's Kelvin? 2,000 Kelvin equals 3,100 degrees. 20,000 Kelvin equals 35,000 degrees. 35,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Are you still with me? The Eagle lunar module used in the Apollo program was built mostly and completely of aluminum. So you're telling me that the aluminum in the ship alone can stand the 35,000 degree temperature when the space shuttle thermal protection system can only withstand 3,000 degrees. Okay, so the lowest number in the Van Allen belt will melt the thermal protection system. So you're telling me that this shuttle was able to traverse 30,000 miles of temperatures up to 35,000 degrees and still be able to make it to the moon, which is still over 200,000 miles away. The entry orbiter itself is made of reinforced carbon. Reinforced carbon melts at 3,600 degrees. Its boiling point is at 4,200 degrees, and the Van Allen belt reaches 35,000 degrees. So they would have to go through a radiation belt that would melt them, yet they had somehow a way to make it to the moon, and then were able to transmit a viable signal through this Van Allen belt that's 30,000 miles wide with temperatures up to 35,000 degrees. And you're telling me back in 1960 we could watch that television live without any interruption? And here I am losing my signal every time a plane flies over me. Oh, but it's because they have the satellites in space, right? So in 1960 they had the satellite that could beam through the Van Allen belt, which is at 600 miles up. Yet the moon, which is another 200 and something thousand miles away, the ship was able to make it through 35,000 degrees of temperature when its boiling point just for the carbon within it is only 4,200 degrees. You're telling me that these thousands of astronauts went and then lied. Actually, no, 24 went to the moon and only 12 walked on it. Do you know how easy it is to control 24 people? Especially when you have a lot of money to do it? Yeah. We totally went to the moon. Totally. Go ahead and think on what I said without any judgment in your mind, and you tell me how the ship of NASA's just survived a 35,000 degree Van Allen belt. There is no getting through Allen. None. There's no getting through it. No way. Not even the signal. We did not have the technology back then to get that signal through that Van Allen belt. Plain and simple. Go back to NASA and ask them to explain that one to you.
I'm not too informed on any of this of these molecules and things that she's talking about, which is I know the average human do not, but she must be a very intelligent individual. But my knowledge to translate to all of you who possibly might not understand as well, what she's basically trying to say is that if in space there's this belt that reaches up to 35,000 degrees Fahrenheit, how was it possible for them to get past that to get to the moon? What's made of the actual ship cannot withhold that type of heat. Anything in today's society, especially back then, can sustain that type of heat, is what she was trying to say. And it seemed like she really did her research, so it's kind of hard to deny her allegations on this situation. So allegedly, I mean, she possibly could be telling the truth.
What I'm about to show you is the most shocking discovery I've made in my truth journey. The true name of God has been removed from our Bibles over 6,000 times, and that name is Yahuwah, represented by the tetragrammaton YHWH, which translates to the numerical sequence of 10565. The name of God, YHWH, repeats over and over in your DNA. The shortened version of his name is Yah. We see this in Psalm 68 verse 4. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Jah. But guess what? The letter J was only invented 500 years ago.
What I was going to say.
Go to the original Hebrew for Jah, it is
Yeah.
Yah. Right, and we know Jehovah is a false translation because Hova in Hebrew translates to ruin, disaster, and calamity. Who's the one that comes to kill, steal, and destroy? Destruction. It's Satan. What did Satan say in his heart? He said, I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. He wants to take over God's position, which is what got him cast out of heaven and why he's so angry now. He's going to try to deceive all of us. The name Yah is also written on your face. Y-A-H. You also say the name Yahuwah every single time you breathe. Alright, he breathed into Adam's nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Your bronchial breath, the inhale and exhale, and the inhale and exhale of the vesicular breath are both represented by a 3-to-1 ratio. Alright, Psalms 150 verse 6, let everything that has breath praise Yahuwah. You're saying his name every time you breathe and you don't even know it. Right, we know it's not Yahweh because the breath is a 3-to-1 ratio. Yahuwah, not a 2-to-1 ratio. The name Yahweh is a false pagan god. You can look this up. Yahweh is literally a pagan goddess. It's all over the internet. It's a pagan deity. It's basically just yet another deception from Satan. So the YHWH was actually removed and changed to Lord over 6,000 times in the Old Testament. So every time you see Lord, it was originally his name, Yahuwah. Right, the YHWH, which looks like this. So this name YHWH, Yahuwah, was changed and removed and translated to Lord 6,000 times in the Old Testament. This is due to the ineffable name doctrine from the devil. Right, this is basically a doctrine given to the translators that is said that we should not pronounce his name because it's too holy to be uttered. But that would actually destroy the third commandment. You do not bring the name of Yahuwah, your Elohim, to nothing or to naught. For Yahuwah does not leave the one unpunished who brings his name to naught or to nothing. That's what it actually means to take the Lord's name in vain, is bringing it to nothing, which is what Satan did. Really not supposed to be saying Jesus or Jehovah. The J was invented 500 years ago. Now, what does this name actually mean? If you translate his name into Hebrew, and remember they read right to left, it states, behold, hand, behold, nail. Or in other words, behold the nails in the hand. Right, so the Most High's name literally prophesies the death of our Messiah long before it happened. Remember, Satan hates this name, right? Because what did the death and resurrection of Messiah do? It gave us power as believers, right? And it also gave us salvation and gave us entry to Yah's kingdom. Right, the true name of the Son, now it's not Jesus, it's Yahusha. Shah in Hebrew means salvation, so this translates to Yah is salvation. Remember what Messiah said in John 5:43. I have come in my Father's name, and you have not received me. But if someone else comes in his own name, you will receive him. Right, he came in the Father's name, Yahuwah, because Yahusha means Yahuwah is salvation. But we are all praying to Jesus, which means Jehovah is salvation. We know Hova means destruction, ruin, and calamity. So we should not be praying to that name. Right? This is due to Hellenization, right? Which is Greek influence.
It's true.
The original name is Yahusha of the Son, which means Yah saves. But the Greeks transliterated it to Jesus, which is false. We don't change people's name. Especially when he told us in Exodus 3 verse 15, Yahuwah, Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my remembrance to all generations. He said this is his name forever and his memorial to all generations. Imagine I went to your gravestone, your memorial, and scratched off your name and changed it or transliterated it. It's ridiculous. Now remember, every time it was supposed to say YHWH, it was translated to Lord 6,000 times. Now, I understand the word Lord is a term for the Most High. But if you go into the Hebrew, Baal translates to Lord. Right, so Satan has basically taken out God's name, brought it to nothing, which violates the third commandment. It has us all saying these Greek Hellenized transliterations of the true name. And guess what? His name is actually in the older Bibles. This is the 1560 Geneva. Yahuwah. Right, that's how it's said in Greek. Right, but what did they do? They even changed that to Jehovah in all the newer Bibles. If y'all want a part 2 on this series, let me know. I got a lot to say. This was a very hard one for me to accept. It had to take a lot of praying and research. But he's given me peace on it now, and he's given me lots of confirmation. May Yah bless you guys.
It's so true. It's so hard to accept things when you notice just how deceived you've been throughout the years. I know that he said it could be a part 2, but he can honestly make over 200, 300 videos of just explaining the things that he learned, just even how we've been deceived of some of the translations that are given to us in today's society. And it's really not our fault that we deceive, but it is a choice to continuously be deceived once you know that you have been deceived. You know, it's almost like you're in a relationship and you constantly getting lied to. It's your choice to keep up with the lies and keep letting people lie to you. You know, so I respect him for going into deep detail of just explaining why the name or why certain names are the way that they are and how translation really affect us in today's society. It's a lot of research that even I need to do, and I know as well as you all. All praises to the Most High God. But yeah, we're at the end of the video, y'all. I do hope that you all were able to enjoy today's episode. I do hope that it was informative for you all, and at least y'all was able to learn something new and possibly things that could have changed our reality and just the way that y'all look at things on a more broader aspect of just life. If you all were able to enjoy today's video, if you all can do me a huge favor and smash that like button down below, go crazy on the like button. I know a lot of y'all do it a lot, and I just want to tell you all I genuinely appreciate it. And I can see out of all the times people comment, out of all the times people hit the like button, it's never going unnoticed. So I just want you all to know that and let you all know that I genuinely appreciate it. And I do appreciate you all making it to the end of the video. You already know we are here at the end, so y'all already know what to expect. I don't think I got to do too much talking. So here is the question of the day. Is it acceptable to eat pizza with a fork and a knife? Like it's a steak. Is it okay to eat pizza with a fork and a knife? Y'all let me know y'all honest thoughts and opinions on this down below, or if you the type of person that eat pizza with the fork and a knife. And until then, I'll see you all tomorrow.